Shalom. Listen, a lot of people don't know that Eli Israel used to study up under me. You know, my channel was larger than his channel, but he avoided confrontational topics like who is Esau Edom, until now. And now he is siding with Esau Edom, and saying that Esau is not the white man. He's not going against the powers that shouldn't be. He's working with the powers that shouldn't be, like a true Hamite, working with the white man against the Israelite man. His spirit is bearing witness. Eli Israel, Heli is fake. His spirit is bearing witness that he is a true Hamite. He's working with the white man. And we got him right back here at the Holy Death Row prison, even though one of the zealots knocked his lip plate out. All right, your claim is that the King James Version is different than the Brenton Septuagint version, and it says two different things, and that Malachi 1:4 does not line up with Job 9:24 because of the differences in translations. You're saying that in Job 9:24, it does not match up in the Septuagint with Malachi 1:4. And I'm here to show you that it does. Right? You can deceive the people because you are deceived by your own perceived knowledge, right? But you can't deceive anyone of any common sense. You can't deceive anyone that has the Spirit of the Most High Yahweh, the Holy Spirit. Right? You sound real smart to a dumbass. All right? Now here is Malachi 1:4 in the King James right here, not the New King James, right here up top, the King James Bible. It reads, Malachi 1:4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh has indignation forever. Now we're going to scroll down and read the Brenton Septuagint version of that passage. And the Brenton Septuagint, did we pass it? The Brenton Septuagint is right here. And it reads the same thing. It's right here. Because one will say, Idumea, that's Edom, that's the Greek way of saying Edom. Because one will say, Idumea has been overthrown, but let us return and rebuild the desolate places. Thus says Yahweh Almighty, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall be called the borders of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh has set himself forever. So right here, Edom is being called the border of wickedness in both translations. They are still being called the wicked. Okay? So when you go over here and let's reload it. You go over here to Job 9:24. You can see that it does match up with the white man being Esau Edom, the Edomites, in both translations. in the Greek Septuagint and in the King James Version. All right. So we're going to go over here to Job 9:24. Let's go to Job 9:24 so we can see how perfectly it does line up. So we're going over here to see in the King James Version, and we're going to see in the Greek Septuagint that Malachi 1:4 does line up with the white man being Esau Edom. All right, in both translations. So in Job 9:24 in the King James Version, it says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked." All right, so the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who do we see on top of the world right now, having it their way? Right? Even Eli, right? He would tell the truth on that. He would say, yeah, they are at the top. Yeah. But the Greek Septuagint says something different. So this is not really the truth. When you admitted that it was the truth, because you just said that the white man, he's on top of the world. And you admitted that he's wicked. He's the seed of Lucifer. That's core wickedness. And then you see that the Edomites are the border of wickedness. That's core wickedness, right? So look. So that is the truth. You admit that that's the truth, but it just don't line up with the book you accept. So let's see what it says in the book you accept, the Brenton Septuagint translation right here. It says, "For they are delivered into the hands of the unrighteous man." Okay, so who's the unrighteous man? What does unrighteous mean? It means wicked. So we just read in Malachi 1:4 in the Septuagint that the wicked is Esau Edom. The wicked, the border of wickedness, is Esau Edom. And right here in the Greek Septuagint, Job 9:24, it says, "For they," who are they? The righteous, obviously, are delivered into the hands of the unrighteous man. The wicked, Esau Edom. So who are the righteous? The Israelites. That's why God loves Jacob, the Israelites, because they are the righteous seed. Right? They are his chosen people. Right? For they are delivered into the hands of the unrighteous. Who are we delivered into the hands of? The white man. Who is the white man? He's unrighteous. You already admitted that. What does unrighteous mean? The wicked. It means wicked, who is the border of wickedness. We just read that the Edomites are the border of wickedness. So it all lines up. It all connects in the book and in reality. We are in the hands of the white man. We are in captivity under the white man. The white man is unrighteous. He's the unrighteous man, correct? It says right here that they are delivered into the hands of the unrighteous man, right? That's us. He covered the faces of the judges of the earth. That just lets you know what the white man did. letting you know even further that this is talking about the wicked, the unrighteous man, the white man. He did that during the Renaissance, whitewashing everything, iconoclasm, all of that stuff. But if it be not he, who is it? Exactly. If Esau is not the white man, then who is Esau? You can't tell us. Who is the white man? You can't tell us. All you can say is that he's Lucifer's seed. Who did Lucifer have sex with? Lucifer did not have a woman to have sex with. We can't trace Lucifer's genealogy. We can't trace his lineage, right? Who's Lucifer's wife, right? Who's Lucifer's son that we can trace his lineage? This whole false doctrine that white people just fell out the sky is ludicrous, man. Like, you have to deal with Bible, genealogies. Show us. We already showed the world over here that the white man's lineage traces back to Esau. All right. Now, we're here in the Blue Letter Bible in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 10, and we're going to be proven that the Creator has created Esau Edom without melanin, without pigmentation, okay? Because the Most High says to Rebekah that there is two nations in thy womb. Two manner of people, two completely different people shall be separated from birth, okay? So within Isaac, there was a righteous seed, Jacob, and there was an evil seed, Esau. Of course, the Most High chose the righteous seed, Jacob, and the evil seed, Esau, is to be that obstacle course, to be that flaming cherubim in the way of the tree of life, to challenge the righteous by. Okay? Now we're here, Jeremiah 49 and 10, and it reads, "But I have made Esau bare without melanin. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself." So the Most High is like, well, if you can't recognize this devil by his odd, strange, wicked behavior, you're definitely going to be able to recognize him by how he looks, because he is made like no one else is made. He is made without melanin, okay? He can't hide himself. The Most High wants you to recognize this devil and to avoid this devil at all costs. All right? And his seed is spoiled. So that falls on his seed as well. His seed will not have melanin. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. Even the so-called white man knows that he's Esau. White people know that they are the Edomites, right? It's the elites that tries to hide it, that tries to scrub all of the information off the internet that is pointing to them being the Edomites. Because how are they going to really govern the people if all of the citizens know that they are the border of wickedness? Esau, Edom, the Edomites, right? They won't be able to poison you very easily then, right? And they are the ones that is making all of these old books about Esau, Edom being white people so expensive. All right. But the well-off of our people has purchased these books and has received the information, the proof, the facts, the evidence that Esau, Edom is indeed the white race today. The Edomites are so-called white people today. All right? So you may try to lie, Eli Israel, aka Eli is fake. You may try to lie to hide Esau by saying he's not the white man, but you can't, because the Most High has real truthers out here, real zealots out here, real saints out here that don't work with emotions when it comes to the scriptures, but just want the pure truth. All right? So you can't hide them. G Trash, the false prophet, you're not going to be able to hide Esau. The facts are here. You sound foolish. You sound foolish trying to say that Esau Edom is not the white man. From the top, it reads, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled. His seed does not have melanin," right? "And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." So his brethren, Jacob, the Israelites, they have melanin. And his neighbors, the surrounding nations, they also have melanin. And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. We are not made bare. We have melanin, right? Rather it be dark, rich eumelanin or a light-skinned type of melanin, pheomelanin, right? All the nations have some kind of melanin except for Esau Edom, the so-called white race. All right. Now let's get some definition. Let's go into the Hebrew and get some definition of bare. I have made Esau bare, right?
Strong's H 2834. Chasaf. Chasaf.
Hasaf in the Hebrew, bare. Let's show the Strong's definition. A primitive root to strip off, generally to make naked, for exertion or in disgrace. See, the white man is a very disgraceful thing. To drain away or bell up, a liquid like steam. A liquid. Like if you continue to steam a liquid, eventually it's going to evaporate away. Make bare, clean, discover, draw out, take, uncover. Now let's show the Hebrew lexicon. And it says right there, number 1, to strip off the bark as of a tree. To strip off the bark as of a tree. Now what does that look like? All right, we're right here at Google search. Okay, now we all know that all searches starts with a Google search, but you can't just do a simple Google search, not on Esau and what the meaning of Esau is, because we know that Esau is trying to hide himself. Nobody is standing up like, hey, yeah, we're the Edomites in these days, especially not the white people, because of the judgment that is written on Esau, Edom, the Edomites in the book of Obadiah. And the Bible, the Hebrew Bible, is saying that the Edomites are the wicked, the border of wickedness. the devils of the earth, right? So no one is stepping up claiming that in all the information that is pointing their way, they're scrubbing off the internet, all right? So Esau doesn't mean hairy. So you have to put in the actual meaning of Esau. So put in Google Esau meaning wasted away is he, and then it'll pop up with some underground sources pretty much that they pushed underground, or some sources they forgot or didn't reach to scrub, right? So you Johnny come latelys, you can't teach, because we was teaching when this stuff was still available before they scrubbed it offline. That's how we're able to search it and pull it back up from the trenches that they pushed it to, right? From the underground, we're able to pull it up on the surface from the underground that they pushed this information to, okay? So you're gonna have to scroll. You probably can find other articles that tells the truth, but you're gonna have to scroll, all right? And we're gonna go to this website here, this etymology website. It's called scrib.com. We're gonna click on that, and the information is on here, okay? We're gonna blow it up right here. Who is Edom? All right, who is Edom? And it gives the etymology, it gives the true definition of Edom. It says Edom, or Adawam in Hebrew, Idumea in Greek, means red. Esau, Ishawa, or Aisha in Hebrew, means wasted away is he. Right there it is, right there. Wasted away is he. Esau, Ishawa, or Aisha in Hebrew means wasted away is he. So Esau, wasted is he, because his melanin is wasted away. He was born red all over because his melanin was wasted away and his blood was showing forth through his skin. The Most High made him bare so he cannot hide himself. Wasted away is he. So you Johnny come latelys is getting the information that Esau put out there, right, to throw you off, to deceive you. Talking about Esau means hairy. It says right here, Esau does not mean hairy. It actually tells you. Seir or Shayir means hairy, because Seir means hairy, because those were very shaggy looking mountains, and they had a bunch of dead grass and dead bushes on them. So the mountains were called hairy, but Esau is wasted away. So you Johnny come latelys trying to teach, and y'all getting the deception, right? When we started waking up, they started to scrub all of this stuff off of the internet. But those that been around, or those of us that got true teachers that been around, we can get this information that they are trying to hide. All praises to the Most High Yahweh.
It was the 7th month, all right, which is July of 2010. This clip that's going to show the information that Esau had out there, and he concealed it because the video that I did this on, it was since then deleted, of course, off of YouTube, off of Daily Motion, and they went back and they got rid of the evidence, but I still got the video. So you brothers stay tuned and check that out. Be right back.
Okay, this is Wikipedia. And look up the term Edom. Now, as you know, in part 1, these Americans called the Israelis Edomites. But now when you look up the term Edom, okay, in Wikipedia, this is what I found, okay? Now they're going to go on to break down the word Edom and Idumea and such a like. You go all the way down to the bottom, scroll all the way down. And as we told people many times before, the Edomites identify with Rome. Here, identification with Rome. Okay? Identification with Rome. Alright? So basically, the Edomites been identified with Rome. We're going to read a little more. Okay? Go down. This is a special. This is a treat. This will show you how these devils try to trip you up. Because like I said in part 1, you had these so-called Christians, so-called white people, trying to claim that they're Israelites, which we just read a ton of curses, and we're going to go on to further tear that lie down. But first, you got to see this, brothers. This is on Wikipedia, under Edom, down near the bottom. Identification with Rome. Okay? Later, in Jewish history, the Roman Empire came to be identified with Edom. See that? Later in Jewish history, the Roman Empire came to be identified with Edom, and specifically the remnants of Amalek, and still designate nowadays Western countries. Okay? Now, the interesting thing that I found about that is when you read it, and it says Western countries, and you click on the link, telling you what the Edomites are today, and it gives you Western world. And you look down, you see a map and all the blue shaded areas of places where Edomites would be today. See that? Canada, America, Mexico, North Central South America, Southern Africa, South Africa, Australia, Europe, almost the whole of Europe. Okay? As we've been telling you people, Iceland or Greenland, or whatever it's called, Greenland, I think. In Iceland, that little island there. And as we've been telling you people, I'm going to go back just so you can see that, brothers. Alright? This is the article with Edom, identification with Rome. Later in Jewish history, the Roman Empire came to be identified with Edom, and specifically the remnants of Amalek. And as we know, and we keep bringing out, the Amalekites are those so-called Jews now, and still designate nowadays Western countries. When you click on the link, it tells you about the Western world, and it's showing you all the places where the Edomites would dwell now, as we've been telling you. And the reason why it's showing America, because the so-called white man is here. He's in Canada. Okay, he's in Mexico. He took the tribes captive, and they're the ones that played slavery in all these parts. Okay, but the Israelites, as we know, if we're gonna get into, they sailed over here from Israel, and the main thing I want you brothers to see is they even got a little speck of blue right there. So there's Edomites in Israel, South Africa, Australia, Europe, America, Canada, North Central South America, and the Caribbean. All the places where the main Israelites, the bulk of the Israelites are, this is Edom. It's got them in captivity, okay? And we even got a map of Europe, just so you people can see it. We've been telling you. We've been telling you. This is the map of Europe, the Western world, okay? Iceland. Look at that. Norway, Sweden, Finland. Basically all of Europe. Look at that. Spain, France, Spain, Portugal. First slaves documented came from Spain. Who went into Spain? Edomites went into Spain. They took over all these lands. Turkey, Ukraine, all these lands. Look at that. That's how we know these devils know, man. Go over here. One last time. Let's do it one more time. Identification with Rome. Later in Jewish history, the Roman Empire came to be identified with Edom, and specifically the remnants of Amalek, and still designate nowadays Western countries. When you click on the link, it takes you right to the Western countries, okay? brothers can go on that Wikipedia, type in Edom, and you can see everything shaded in blue is the lands where Edomites will be roaming and ruling today. And as we know, they are. Okay? Now.
All right, so we're back. Now, you brothers had an opportunity to see that information. Now, that's been long since deleted. These devils were very clever. They had this one guy that was monitoring all the brothers that was teaching. And that dude by the name of Edomite Slayer Your Mama. During this time, back in 2010, he was deleting everything off the internet. They had scoffers dedicated to just deleting our videos 24/7, all our sites. And they eventually chased us over to Daily Motion. Brothers stopped putting videos on YouTube. It got so bad for a while. So you can't no longer find that video. All that information, they went as far as to go, they went to Wikipedia and they deleted that article. You know, that article on Edom, you can't find that anymore. I looked, you can't find that. They took the videos down part by part. It was like a 5-part video that I did. They took all the videos down.
Okay, so you're saying this. Deuteronomy 28 and 49 is about the transatlantic slave trade. And the people involved in the transatlantic slave trade couldn't possibly be the Edomites because of what this says right here. Okay, it says, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. All right, and you're saying, well, our forefathers knew the nation of Edom. Our forefathers understood the language of Edom. So this couldn't be the white people in the transatlantic slave trade doing this. And to believe that idiotic ideology, you will have to believe that the world just stood still for 4,000 to 5,000 years. And everybody just stayed in their places and respected everybody's territories and boundaries. And we can still find the Edomites in Mount Seir today. No, they're not there. Because everyone did not just stand still for 4,000, 5,000 years. The world did not stand still for 4,000 to 5,000 years. People came and went. Kingdoms came and went. People dropped banners, took up new banners, dropped languages, took up new languages, created new languages, kingdoms emerged, and all of that stuff, bruh. This is real life. So when these people came against us, the Edomites, during the transatlantic slave trade, we knew they were Edomites, but the new nation of America, the new banner that they were under, was new to us and unknown to us. Their new language of English was not known to us. We knew they were Edomites because of who they are. They're Edomites. But as far as their new nation and language, we did not know, nor did our forefathers know them by that nation and that language. Okay? So, applying life to the scriptures, you can understand that this is talking about Esau, Edom, the Edomites, the white people in the transatlantic slave trade. And in the scriptures, it is proven that the Edomites, they dropped the banner of Edom and went up under a new banner as the Grecians, the Greeks. And we're going to prove that right now. Okay, now we're here at Amos 1:9, and This is where the transatlantic slave trade is prophesied in the Hebrew Bible, Amos 1:9. And we're going to see that Edom was prophesied in the transatlantic slave trade, right? And his role being what the white man role was in the transatlantic slave trade. And Tyrus is an African tribe. Tyrus, Tyree, you can say it either way. They are an African tribe, and they are playing the part of these Africans that sold us, the Israelites, to the white man in the transatlantic slave trade. Is right here prophesied, right? So from the top in the King James Version first, and then we're going to read the Septuagint, and it says the same thing, okay? Thus says Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant. Now, isn't that what happened in the transatlantic slave trade? Africans sold us to the white man. Now, it's prophesied here. And it's saying that Tyrus, the African tribe, sold us into slavery to Edom, the so-called white man, and remember not the brotherly covenant that we had with them by dwelling in their land on the west coast shores of Africa, that where we were dwelling would be our land, and we will protect them and they will protect us, right? That land where we were dwelling was ours, as it says on the Negro land map, Kingdom of Judah, that was the slave coast, right? But they did not remember that brotherly covenant. That is what this is saying to you. Okay, now let's put it in the Brenton Septuagint, since that's the only thing that this guy goes by, right? And it says the same thing from the top in the Brenton Septuagint. Thus says Yahweh, for 3 transgression of Tyree. You can either say Tyrus or Tyree, like you can either say Edom or Idumea. Okay? Thus says Yahweh, for 3 transgression of Tyree, and for 4, I will not turn away from it, because they shut up the prisoners of Solomon into Idumea, and remember not the covenant of brethren. Now, what do we mean by prisoners of Solomon? Solomon, the children of Solomon, Judah, the Judites, the Jews, right? Tyree gave up the children of Solomon, the prisoners of Solomon, the captives, the Jews, into the hands of the Idumeans, Idumea. So it says the same thing, just in a different way of saying it, okay? So we're going to go to another passage in the Hebrew Bible where it prophesies the transatlantic slave trade once again. But this time, instead of saying Edom, instead of the King James saying Edom, because Amos was a earlier book, and they used the word Edom. Joel was the more later book that came later, and instead of Edom, it uses the word Grecians, because at this point, when Joel is writing, the Edomites dropped Edom, And some of the Edomites dropped Edom and went up under a new banner of the Greeks. So let's go and get that. We're going to go and get Joel chapter 3, and we're going to start at verse 4. All right. And we're going to see that the Edomites, white people, they dropped the banner of Edom, and now they are going up under the Grecians, the Greeks. So now they are being called the Greeks in the Hebrew scriptures. Okay, so let's go to the King James Version. It says, yeah, it's going to say the same thing that Amos said. It's just going to use the word Grecians, the Greeks, instead of Edom, right? It says, this is the prophecy of the transatlantic slave trade. Joel chapter 3, verse 4. Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. So let's go and read it in the Brenton Septuagint. Here it is. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all Galilee of the Gentiles? Do ye render me a recompense, or do ye bear malice against me? Quickly and speedily will I return your recompense on your own head. Now let's go to Joel 3, verse 5. And we're going to read it in the King James first. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it, Salakia, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. One more time. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. Now I want to read verse 5 in the Brenton Septuagint. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and ye have brought my into your temples. That's basically saying the same thing, just in a different way of saying it, right? Now, verse 6 in the KJV. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. So this is the issue that the Most High has with Tyrus Tyre, the Africans, right? They sold us to Edom. That's what we read in Amos 1:9, the prophecy of the transatlantic slave trade. Now we're reading it again in Joel 3, verse 4 through 6. And it's saying the same thing, but instead of using the name Edom, it is now using the name Grecians. Okay? The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. So they drop that banner of Edom now at this point of Joel, and now they're going up under the Grecians, the Greeks, right? And they did sell us to the white man, the Grecians, and removed us far from our borders, and now we're here in America. Okay? Yeah, that's what happened. And now we're going to read it in the Brenton Septuagint. And ye have sold the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem to the children of the Greeks, that ye might expel them far from their coast. Far from the coast. That even clears it up even more. Like we was moved to a whole nother coast, right? Exactly. This is a prophecy of the transatlantic slave trade. And now we're going to trace the Grecians, the Greeks, back to Esau Edom. All right. Now we're here and we're going to run this down one more time for Eli is fake, aka Eli Israel, right? We're going to run this down one more time for Eli and all of the people that he is lying to and deceiving by saying that Esau Edom, the Edomites, is not the white people today. Okay, we're going to run this down one more time. Now here, we're right here, and we're looking at Alexander the Great, also known as Alexander the Greek. We call him Alexander the Freak. He was a bisexual, vicious, ruthless killer, you know, a bisexual warrior. All right. And this is a real historical figure. He really actually existed, and he is written about in the Hebrew scriptures. So we're going to trace his lineage, the Grecians, that it was said that we will be sold to in Joel 3 verse 6, right? We're going to trace these Grecians all the way back to Esau Edom, all right? And we understand that. Now we understand very clearly that, of course, the world did not sit still for 4,000 to 5,000 years. These people dropped banners, picked up new banners, dropped languages, created new languages, left territories, gained new territories, right? Everyone is just not in their original places, and everyone is not holding on to their original names, biblical names, all right? So, of course, the Grecians, the Edomites, they dropped the banner of the Greeks and picked up another banner and another banner. And now they're under the banner of America. So it's just letting you know that it's the same people, just up under different banners. All right, now let's read about Alexander the Greek. Alexander III of Macedon, commonly known as Alexander the Great, was a king of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedon. He succeeded his father Philip II to the throne in 336 BCE at the age of 20, and spent most of his years ruling, conducting a lengthy military campaign throughout Western Asia and Egypt. All right, now we're going to go and check out some busts, some paintings, some statues of him. All right, this is clearly a white man. All right, our people never claim to be Greeks. Our people never will claim to be Greeks, because that just is not true. All right, so that was a real historical figure, and now we're going to go and pick him up and read about him in the Hebrew scriptures and trace his lineage all the way back to Esau Edom. All right, now we're right here in the Hebrew scriptures, and Alexander the Great is mentioned in the Hebrew scriptures in the book 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 1, right? And we're going to read. And it happened after that, Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian. Now we know that this is Alexander the Great because we just read on Google that his father was indeed Philip the Macedonian. And that's all we want right here in this verse, is his father, Philip the Macedonian. Okay, because we're tracing back Alexander the Great, this white boy lineage, all the way back to Esau Edom. Now we're going to go to additions to Esther chapter 16, verse 10. And it reads, for Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Ammedatha. All right. So Ammon is a Macedonian, and his father is Ammedatha. Now we want his father's lineage, right? So what was Ammedatha? To figure that out, we go to Additions to Esther, chapter 12, verse 6. And it reads, howbeit Ammon, the son of Ammedatha, the Agagite, so Ammedatha was an Agagite. Ammon, his father, Ammon the Macedonian, his father, Ammedatha, was an Agagite. Who are the Agagites? Now, come on, we're tracing it back. We're tracing it back. All right, now we're going to go to Esther, right? We're going to go to the book of Esther, and we're going to go to chapter 3. Esther chapter 3, verse 10, and we're going to see who are the Agagites. Esther chapter 3, verse 10. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. So the Agagites are the Jews' enemy, right? Because the Edomites and Israelites are arch enemies, God-given enemies, right? So the Agagites are the Jews' enemies. So now we're going to see, who do the Agagites come from? Now let's trace it back. Let's keep going back. We're going to go to 1 Samuel 15:32. 1 Samuel 15, verse 32. Who do the Agagites come from? Then said Samuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. Right? So Agag is the king of the Amalekites. The Agagites come from Agag. And Agag is the king of the Amalekites. Okay? Where do the Amalekites come from? Now let's go back. We're tracing it back. We're going to go to Genesis 36, verse 12. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife. Okay, so Amalek is Esau's grandson. So there you go. There you have it. We just traced Alexander the Greek bloodline all the way back to Esau. So it's no denying it. White people are Esau. They did not fall out of the sky. They are not Lucifer's seed. That is more spiritual. We can't trace Lucifer's seed. We can't trace Lucifer's lineage, right? Lucifer's seed is spiritual demons that possesses the physical, the Edomites, to great heights of evil and wickedness, right? But they are the Edomites, and we just proved it. If you like it or not, facts are facts. This is without any emotions. This is just pure truth. And we proved it with scriptures and common sense. Right? So there you have it. That's a cut. That's a debunk. We debunked the falsehood, the false doctrine that Esau is not the white man. We clearly prove without a shadow of a doubt, without a reasonable doubt, that Esau, Edom, the Edomites are indeed white people today. It is what it is. They just are. Right? Now, of course, they're not going to want to claim that, so they're doing their best to cover that up because they ruled the world, and they don't want the world, the rest of the little citizens, to know that they are the wicked. That's going to really freak everybody out. You're being governed by the wicked. And that's why things are happening the way they are happening. And that's why you are being poisoned and led to the slaughter the way you are being poisoned and led to the slaughter, because the world is being ruled by the border of wickedness. Esau, Edom, the Edomites, white people. Confirmed. All praises to the Most High Yahweh for truth. Kram Yashala. Yeah, y'all found him? Y'all found Eli? Yeah, bring him back in, man. I had just let him off of death row. Just let you off death row. But here you go, being a heretic, spreading false doctrine, misleading the people. As soon as I let you off death row, as soon as I let you out your cell, man, you go run to a cave somewhere and start spreading out and writing out this falsehood. But yeah, YOZ captured you now. YOZ got you, bring you back here to the high priest. Now throw him back in the cell and let him rot until I'm ready to deal with him again. Understand that. All praises to the Most High Yahweh. You don't want it with me with Bible, boy. You don't want to go toe-to-toe with me with Bible, boy. You know I didn't beat you up real good last time with Bible, boy. And it's so much more. It's so much more. So many ways we can prove that Esau Edom is the white man today. Yeah, we got more to bring out. Bring out their judgment. They're committing great crimes all over the earth. Crimes against humanity. Bring out Lucifer's seed judgment. Where can we read about the judgment of Lucifer's seed? We can't. Like, who are they? We're not into imaginary things over here, man. Right? You're creating this imaginary thing. Lucifer's seed is a people, some reptilian people that fell out the sky or just manifested out of thin air, and they're here now, and they're not mentioned nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in the Hebrew Bible. We can't read it. Man, shut that old fantasy, imaginary doctrine up, man. Like I said, you sound real smart to a dumbass, man. Get up out of here with that, man. Get in your cell, man. I don't need you deceiving nobody no more, man. Lock this Hamite up. All praise to the Most High Yahweh for the truth.